Okay, hello everyone. I'm David, and today I will tell you something about experiment that I did lately, let's say. And it will be quite short presentation and hopefully quite light in comparison to what we had previously. Briefly I will tell you what problem I tried to solve. I will describe some field testing that I did related to that problem, and at the end there will be solution sample, how actually the problem was resolved. So, what's the problem? Who of us, using car to get to the office every day? Raise your hands, please. Yeah, nice. So, we all have the same problem, which is travel time. We spend minutes, sometimes even hours, in traffic, and maybe we don't have to spend as much time as we think. What determines the travel time from our home, for example, to the office? Basically, there are two factors, which is distance, and the other one, speed. But, of course, there are a few others, but those are the most, let's say, meaningful, and we cannot change them because the distance requires moving to the other location, which is not the case in that example, and speed is limited, right? We can get to the legal limit, but that's it. So there might be some third thing that might influence the travel time in our case. Does anyone know what it might be?
Timing? Ratio?
Yeah, departure time.
But basically it slows down. It has impact on speed.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
So
this is the thing that we can very easily change by ourselves.
That's also take a
We cannot change very easily speed limit, and the distance requires moving to the other area. So that's the thing that we can change even tomorrow, for example. Okay, so that was my field testing to make sure it was like that. And basically, I did field tests randomly, where I was getting to the office. As you can see, there is just 50 minutes difference between the departure time from my home. I would say 20 times faster. You don't waste our time.
You are driving so fast.
Yeah, it was like illegal. And as you can see, those 50 minutes change a lot, in fact, even if, yeah, that is legal. You didn't know that? You can sue me. It took about 9 minutes in that case, and the same path took about 10 minutes. So there is just 1 minute different. How to improve it? In fact, every of us, or most of us, has some mobile devices in their pocket. And some of you know, some other not. You are sharing your localization data, and Google consume it. What we can do about it? Basically, they use it, for example, to analyze the traffic jam, to show you the fastest path, and stuff like that, to basically get you to from point A to point B as fast as possible. They have plenty of APIs. One of it is Google Distance API, which allows you to consume this data. And basically, you can simulate the path and duration for the given path in the future, for example. So what I did here is make a a simple app that just made some API calls. And here's the example for Monday, where we can see how much, what was the departure time, how many seconds we save monthly and annually. But in fact, this is quite pessimistic, because in fact we will save much more, because not everyone has location services turned on, and not everyone has smartphone that is related to Google services anyhow, for example. To show you how much more time you can save, I provide another example, which should be more meaningful, with outermost, I don't know it's city, but land or place, from one of our employees, or two of our employees, here. This is from Malec to Bielsko-Biała. And in fact, as you can see, if you change the departure time for 30 minutes before, as you usually get to the office, you can save about 900 minutes over annually, and this is still pessimistic. Probably will save more. So changing this habit for even 5 minutes can give you like 500 minutes annually of saving of your time, which you can spend for, I don't know, whatever you want. Of course, this also applies to getting back to home, because you probably realize that there are like traffic jam waves where for 10 minutes there is huge traffic and you just stay at car and do nothing, and 5-10 minutes later you can fluently get from point A to point B. And you can use it if you like. It's a pretty simple tool. It just gives you the data from Monday to Friday, just 10, let's say, outputs, 30 minutes forward and 30 minutes backward, with 5 minutes gap, let's say. So, yeah, go ahead and test if you like. And what are my conclusions of doing this small experiment? Basically, big data is everywhere and we can consume it even if we don't collect it, at least consciously, because it's already collected somehow. And we have to think about not just how to collect it, but also what it gives us, this data, what we can do with it. There are plenty of free APIs already available that we can consume. So I think it's more important the idea behind the data, not just the idea of collecting data. I mean, how to transform this data to work for us. And it's pretty easy to start because those tools are, in case of Google, are very well documented. Yeah. Do you have any questions?